Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this Superliminal Films, Superliminal Games YouTube video. What are we going to do today? We're going to play a little Magic, we're going to play a little Standard Magic, we're going to play a little Mono Red, because I like to burn. Well, I like to burn things, play burn cards, things like that. This is my current laddering version of Mono Red. 20 land, and then just burn, card draw, burn, creature, burn and a creature, haste creature, makes burn better, card advantage. Pretty simple explanation there, but there's not much else needed. You basically just play cards and turn them sideways. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that menu and queue up for a standard event. We'll pay with gold as our entry fee, mono red, and we'll see how we do. I've played a fair bit of this deck on the ladder and have a surprisingly good win record. It is fast, it is really fast, and I have beaten several different Golos builds with it recently. Getting the play is nice, getting to play with Fervent Champion and light up the stage in hand is nice. We're almost to Torbran mana, so I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this, because we also have, if the Fervent Champion hits on turn 2, we have light up and skewer if we want to go that route, so pop our opponent the hello. Telegraphing a bit with the Chandra sleeves, but not as much as you might think, all things considered, plus, hey, we got a hello back, very nice. That telegraphs even more than just having the Chandra sleeves. So we'll see what Pedro Vorthos has for their turn 1. Come on, Pedro Vorthos. Okay. Looks like we might have the mirror. Go ahead and turn our champion sideways. Get out of combat. And we'll draw some cards about it. Another light up and a shock. I'm going to leave the light up in my hand and hold the shock. So if the opponent is playing Cavalcade and they want to play creatures, if they're playing red-green and they want to have any 2 toughness creatures, we gonna kill them. Kill them. Kill them dead. Or this Robber of the Rich, which we're just going to shock right out of the way. Bye-bye, rubber. Play this Castle Embereth. I go ahead and up the Rimrock Knight, or should I say Boulder Rush, on the Fervent Champion. Deal 3. We'll light up the stage again. And we'll play a Scorch Spitter. Curving pretty well. Next turn we can go Embereth into Torbran, because for some reason this isn't legendary. Well, I guess it's less relevant in this one, but we'll let it hit us this time. See what they steal. Do we know what they steal? Aha! We have fewer cards in hand, so that was just 2 damage. I thought about that the wrong thing. It was haha, yes, it's they need to have fewer cards than us, not the other way around. So all of the mana we've been able to spend has been quite nice. Yeah, skewer that out of the way, that's fine. Because we're going to make it hurt pretty bad here when we deal 6 to them. Yep, and with the skewer in hand, which represents 5 more damage, we're pretty well on our way to dumpstering our opponent, especially because it's going to take them 2 different burn spells, or, well, I guess it takes an Adamant Slaying Fire or 2 different burn spells to take care of this Torbran. And even if they do, it did its work. It turned 2 damage from Scorch Spitter into 6 damage from Scorch Spitter, which I'll take. Next turn we have Cast Rimrock Knight. No, I am not going to walk into that one, opponent. Next turn we have Cast Rimrock Knight and still be able to hardcast Skewer the Critics if we need to. If Torbran stays on the battlefield, that's pretty much the end of it. Okay, they have a Torbran, and we've just got them, because this is 4 damage, and this is 5 damage, which makes 9. Shock. Really seeing the power of Torbran, specifically the power of Torbran and Scorch Spitter, but Torbran and Burn spells as well. That extra 2 damage on every damage source just gets real big real fast. So there's our 1 win. Let's keep it going. Oh, come on. Is there nobody who wants to play standard event? Hey, all it took was trash talk, and here we are to Gibazord. Let's see what Gibazord's got for us. Okay, we're on the draw. We've got burn spells. We've got Bone Crusher Giant, burn spell. We've got 2 shocks. Rimrock Knight. We can nearly cast every card in our hand. We're 1 land away from being able to cast the Bone Crusher Giant. 2 from Torbran. I'm going to give this a keep. We can remove pretty much anything our opponent plays. Opponent's leading on a Thornwood Falls, and there's the land we needed for the Bone Crusher Giant. So, opponent plays small creatures. Pretty good at blowing them out. Alright, Season of Growth. Okay. You got it, opponent. And there's the land we will eventually need to cast Torbran. So, yeah, I'm going to leave up this Bone Crusher Giant. And see, the thing is with Torbran in hand, there's just so much damage with these shocks. Okay, going to Bone Crush that out of the way at the end of their turn. Because I don't want Death Touch. That can kill our Torbran. And Torbran is key to victory. So we're kind of walking into a Quench here, which is not great, and I'm kind of hoping we can dodge a Quench. If you can dodge a Quench, you can dodge a ball. Okay, they're gonna draw a card, but they're also gonna blow a Growth Cycle there. That seems fine. So we will go ahead and just shock that out now, which is not great because they got some value off of it, but we go there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this Rimrock Knight because next turn we can play Torbran, which makes Rimrock Knight's attack worth 5 damage. Pretty much going to attack through anything they can play here. This also fades a lot of fight. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You have a Barkhide Troll. Okay, well, Rabid Bite is not fight. That's bully, but again, we'll just play Torbran. And next turn we can really start cooking off. We can Steamkin, we can Shock. Yep, Murmuring Mystic, that's cool. Taps them down to 1. So I think next turn it's going to depend heavily on whether or not we draw a land. If we draw a land, I want to go Steamkin, Slaying Fire on the Murmuring Mystic just so they don't get value. If we don't draw a land, we didn't draw a land, just going to... Oh, no. I'm gonna Steamkin. Now, I probably should have just Slaying Fired the Murmuring Mystic because we really don't want them to go down that road, but this can get hexproof, so we don't want that. Well, or do we? We double... No, there's just really no good way to do this. So, no attacks, we'll pass the turn, and we'll hope to shock something out. We do have 12 damage in Slaying Fires in our hand, thanks to Torbran. So, that's a lot. Hits pretty hard. Okay, Greenwood Sentinel. Opponent scrying a lot. Kind of wondering, this is predominantly commons and uncommons. In fact, that's all we've seen so far is commons and uncommons. So I'm not entirely certain if opponent is playing a constructed event with the new player experience deck, because I haven't looked at the list for those, or if they are just a new player themselves and don't have a great collection and this is what they built out of it. I'm going to feel kind of bad if I just start, beefing all over them here, but I'm gonna take 4 here. No blocks. Take 4, go to 16. Gonna shock out the Screamwood Sentinel. Okay. Another Steamkin is still not land and doesn't actually solve the Slaying Fire problem. Okay, so that's 4, and that's... Can we just kill them? So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is not going to be enough. So I'm going to attack. I'm going to play Bone Crusher Giant. So the odds that our opponent is able to kill us from here are... Hi, hello, Gargos. What's up, Gargos? That was unexpected. But they're tapped out here. And we're going to take 3. Okay, gonna go ahead play a Steamkin, which will put our other Steamkin up to 4. Going to pop the Steamkin. Going to hit the opponent for 6. Put some counters on the Steamkin. Going to cast a Light Up the Stage. Putting some more counters on the Steamkin. Going to cast Fervent Champion. Putting more counters on the Steamkins. Going to pop the Steamkins. And going to kill our opponent. With 4 damage here off the Bone Crusher Giant. And 6 damage off of the Slaying Fire. I said I was going to feel bad about that. And I do. But that's constructed events, I guess. Ooh, what do we got? We got an Embereth Shield Breaker. That's a cool piece of art. Literally breaking a shield. Alright, 2 wins. So we've gotten back almost all of our gold. Where's the break-even point here? I haven't played one of these in forever. 4 wins is the break-even point. Alright. Let's keep it going. Corruption 46 with Beef Garrick. Such a beefy man. Fibblethip very afraid. Alright, we are on the draw again. We have 1-drop, 2-drop, and more 2-drops that become 3-drops. I'll keep it. Opponent is also playing red. They've got a Scorch Spitter, and we've got a Shock. Get out of here, Scorch Spitter. You can get out of hand quickly. So what I fear in this matchup is what I've feared in mono red for a literal year now, and that's opponent having the Shock for our runaway Steamkin. But hey, they threw one at our face, so I'll take that. We've got a big Mommy Chandra right there, so that's a problem. Let's go ahead and run away Steamkin and make them kind of mad that they threw that Shock away, or let's hope we make them mad they threw that Shock away. The fact that they're going to lose that Chandra is pretty big there for us. I'm going to go ahead and actually... Wait a minute, that's a dumb thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and cast this. And then I'm going to adventure this. We're going to stomp our opponent for 2 damage. And then we're going to attack them for 3 in a nice, very easy to manage 2 spells when properly sequenced. Very important. Let's see what our opponent's got here. They've got, oh nice, an Adamant Slaying Fire there. That feels really good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to attack. Deal a damage. Pump that up with Boulder Rush. Continue to deal damage, and yeah, we'll play a Bone Crush Giant now. And little does our opponent know, we got 5 points of damage in the hand already. they are at a virtual 6, which conveniently is exactly the amount of damage this represents. So they're going to skewer our face, and then probably skewer our Scorch Spitter. Nope, they're going to light up again. Are we going to get 2 Tin Street Dodgers? Well, opponent, I'm sorry to say, you ain't going to last this one. Because there's 5. There's 2. And that's 0. Alright, well, sorry opponent, the card draw didn't seem to be with them there. Made them use removal, and we're really able to capitalize on the removal they used. So, 3 wins, got 1 coming up to make us currency neutral on the event. And after that, it's all gravy and upside. So, got some individual card rewards coming in for this event. That's why I like these constructed events. It's a little cheese to kind of just run them with mono red, but I just like turning shit sideways, man. I really do. I always have. Since I was but a wee lad and started playing this game. Okay, we are stacked tight with removal again, which has worked out pretty well for us so far. Opponent does have the Japanese Liliana card sleeves, so they've spent some currency to get that. I don't know. I don't necessarily know if that's indicative of how invested a player they are, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep this big removal hand, because if it comes down to it, we can just shock and light up on turn 2. Okay, Gruul Guildgate. Well, there's more shocks, so I am what you might call a bit concerned. Back-to-back Gruul Guildgates, Arboreal Grazer. Can't shock that out. Can't skewer it, though. Plaza of Harmony. Oh, we're gaining life. We got gates. Oh boy. Alright, well. Let's, yeah, I mean, so we can shock their face and skewer this Arboreal Grazer, which gets it off the battlefield and allows us to start attacking with Scorch Spitter next turn. So let's do that. It's not ideal, but boy, is our hand just stacked with removal. Very few lands. This is the downside, as I've noticed in 21 years of playing Magic, of sometimes you just don't get a lot of lands. Hey, look, lands. So now we're pretty clean to at least get to light up next turn. I'm a bit concerned about opponent. Ah, there he is. Golos, that tireless pilgrim. Well, this was a really bad draw to match up with Golos, and our opponent was very slow, which is nice, but and they currently can't produce all 5 colors of mana. They can only produce red, green, white, and blue. So we are black shy of them being able to activate Golos, because 2, 4, 6, yeah. So an untapped black source, they can activate Golos, which is a bit concerning. But I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do here. Let's attack. They're not going to offer up their Golos. At least I hope they're not going to offer up their Golos. I'll take it. I mean, we got to go pretty resource down, but they can't activate it now, at least. And we can do this. Let's see what we get. And we even get to replay it. Okay. Checkmate Atheists. Let's see what our opponent has to pull together here. Guild Summit. Yeah, that tracks pretty well. How many cards are we going to draw? So they're going to tap out to draw cards. I mean, it's pretty good. And there's the black mana they needed. It's tapped, so there's that, but if all they do is play Golos again, I'm gonna double bone. Oh, that's just not good. I mean, none of this is good. Golos is a very good deck. It's very powerful. Well, yeah. Golos Field is a difficult particular beast. especially because we had a really slow start. You got it, opponent. Let's stomp these zombie tokens and also the yard. Experimental Frenzy, you aren't gonna help, but we'll keep playing the game the right way. Yep, you got it that time, opponent, but I still get to do this to have yet more, yet further cards that I don't need to worry about Experimental Frenzy. So we've got a land play next turn. Teferi's probably going to bounce our Frenzy. Whoop. Yep. Still have enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still have enough mana to activate Golos, or they don't need to because they can Circuitous Route and make themselves a bunch more, well, a pair more zombies. Draw some more cards. There's going to come a time, and it's going to be soon, where I have to concede this game because of their relentless amount of card advantage, just running away with the game. I should really just build this deck, but I was trying to beat them instead of join them, so we'll see. Play that back again. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and scoop it up. Because the, again, relentless card advantage. If we were playing a sideboarded game, being able to flame sweep out the zombie tokens is a real thing. And yes, they can reset quickly, but eventually they just start golosing. But for now, I don't think I had a way out of that. In fact, I'd bet I didn't have a way out of that. And if I did, please let me know down there in the comments, because I'll take a misplay every now and again. I'll take my lumps. My punt lumps, even. So 3-1, still good, still good. See what Glistone has to do, has to say, has to play. Using my personal favorite Planeswalker as their avatar. All right, we go first. Giant, light up, Torbran. So I really don't want to get rid of this hand, but it just doesn't do anything. So. Alright, that's better. I'm gonna bottom the Rimrock here, because we have 2 lands. We're like a land from Slaying Fire, a land from... oh, fine. We have 2 4-drops in our hand. That doesn't work. Doesn't work real well. I'm gonna go ahead and actually bottom Daddy Torbran. No. Bottom Experimental Frenzy, because we have Burn Spell in hand. So, we'll do that. I didn't like really any of these options, but some of the power was there. So we'll see if our opponent has a turn 1 play. They do in Once Upon a Time, so let's see what they reveal. Love this card. Card's dumb, and I love it. They reveal a basic forest. We know nothing. Okay, collecting them pelts. Gotta do it to him. Okay, no blocks. We're gonna deal a bunch of damage. Just casual 4 right off the bat against the green Stompy deck. Alright, Sir Farron. Yep, this is the green Stompy. Go ahead. Play that Steamkin and not attack. We're going to have to take our lumps for a couple of turns, but once again, this problem with playing... oh, Yorvo. Okay, well, yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Looking for Slaying Fire mana, and there's Slaying Fire mana. I'm just going to crack that right off at Yorvo. Yeah, Pelt Collector big now. Deck's fast. Deck's fast, and we're not exactly what you might call curving out, so... That's 8. And that's got trample. I think we have to offer the trade with Sir Farron here. Okay. We're at 5 and we lose our mana advantage. Also, killing this Pellet Collector seems... Jeez. Okay. Yep. Well, that's going to do it because those can't block, so... Okay, well, opponent. Wow. That deck is fast. Do I have 4 Pellet Collectors? I'm going to need to build that deck. Alright, so 3-0 into 0-2. Not our greatest start. I'd like to see at least one more. You know, 4 and change is good. Work Town. Looking like a ghost town. On the draw, but we got a champion, a Rimrock Knight, a Skewer, pop a Torbran again. Keep it. We stopped giving our opponents the hello, and things really just started going poorly. So let's try that again. Okay, well, we're going to get to connect with the Fervent Champion, so... And there's the land we need for Papa Bran. Get in. You know, I like having these Castle Embereth because they're pretty low opportunity cost, but I think once, exactly, I've had the mana to activate it. So, you know, do with that what you will. Go ahead and push in a couple extra damage. Light up here. Getting another light up in a Skewer. Not really ideal there, but if it comes down to it, we can hardcast the Skewer next turn. Take out something with 3 toughness if they have that. Okay, well, they're damaging themselves, so I'll take that. Fae of Wishes. Well, so the bad news is we can't necessarily kill that, but we're gonna try. Yep, we lose that, but kill that. That feels like a pretty alright trade I'm not too mad about. Because we have a Torbran and some direct damage spells. So, opponent's digging. They want to get their fires. Narset into Narset. Seems Fabled Passage. We Fabled Passage now, boys. Gals. Those who identify as neither. I'm just going to jam Papa Bran. Hope they don't have removal. Digging again. Can you dig it? It's Teferi. Ah, Prison Realm. Papa Bran, no! Raisin Bran. Fortified with the arts. The third of 3 Castle Embereth. We will stomp the yard. And play it. Because targeting that Bone Crusher Giant is bad for our opponent. I am down with our opponent taking damage, shockingly. Ha, shocking, because it deals 2 damage. And if they want to Teferi it back into our hand, we can then use it to kill the Teferi. Alright, Sarkhan will go down to make a dragon. I think we just want to Steamkin, Skewer Sarkhan. Offering the trade here isn't great, but if they have Deafening Clarion, the Bone Crusher Giant just dies anyway, so we'll offer him the trade. This is fine. Because I can still cast everything in my hand. And the one thing that isn't in my hand. Yep. I mean, look at our opponent's ridiculous card advantage engines. Planeswalkers. Jesus. I have to beat another... I have to beat another bussing Sarkhan. Oh, we can't Slaying Fire at instant speed while Teferi is out. So Sarkhan's going to get to do Sarkhan things. This is difficult. Because then there's a part of me that just wants to throw this all at our opponent's dome. But I don't want... Yeah, we'll take out Narset. Feels like way overpaying to... Yeah, no, we'll take out Teferi. Teferi's the right one. Because we can cast a spell next turn to increment the Steamkin, or if they use Narset, which, hey, Narset's powerful. There they go. Got Opt. Please dismiss. Oh, this one's looking like it's probably going to be 3 up, 3 down, folks. Had a couple of good matchups and a couple of really bad matchups, and then that mono green thing. Sure. I don't know, it's probably right to just cast that Rimrock Knight, but I just don't see... Yeah, okay. Oh, 3 up, 3 down. It's a good deck. As you can see, it can absolutely steamroll some folks, and then it can absolutely just get dirtled out by the mid-range decks. Standard's kind of in a weird place right now, because we know there's going to be a banning. We just don't know what it is. Probably something Golos Field related, which honestly was a deck I was considering building for this video, but decided not to because of exactly that, so who knows? It's going to be an interesting weeks. It's going to be an interesting weeks. You know what? I'm going to call this video here. It's getting late. I'm getting loopy, apparently. If you like what you're seeing, check it out down below here. Make sure you hit that little bell after you hit subscribe. That'll let you get some notifications when we post a video. You can also just check out the channel every Thursday. We do post a video. Sometimes it's magic, sometimes it's comedy, sometimes it's horror, sometimes it's film criticism, sometimes it's other things that I can't think of right now. Bye, everybody.